Am I the cheap ass here, or is $31 kind of steep for three egg omelet and a grande coffee?
I'm so tired of hearing people say, if you just worked harder and saved your money, you'd be doing better. If you just knew how to manage your money better, you'd be fine. The economy's fine, you just don't know how to manage your money. Like, I've been making the same amount of money since 2022. The same amount of money since 2022. I have not seen a raise since 2022. And yet we are told that we just need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and just, suck it up and keep working. Everything will be fine. The economy is doing great. It's booming. No, it's not. The economy is terrible, okay? Every day, most of Americans have to choose between buying groceries or buying gas, paying the rent or paying their car payment. Like, do I pay the car payment this week, or do I buy groceries because I can let that go for another week and they won't repo it? Or how long can we keep from paying the power bill before they cut it off? Or how long can we keep from paying the water bill until they cut it off? Or can we rob Peter to pay Paul? Like, that's what every American is doing right now. Nobody has any money, and the people that do have money don't want to pay anybody a livable wage. They think that they're still stuck in 2010 when people thought that $15 an hour was a crazy amount of money. Now, McDonald's associates are making $15 an hour, and it's not enough. If you make $20 an hour in America, okay, you cannot afford to buy a house. Okay, you cannot afford to get an apartment. Okay, you can't afford to do anything on a single income at $20 an hour. You can't survive off that. Okay, there's people that make $35 an hour that are living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, the economy is completely cooked. We are at 2008 levels right now. Okay, everybody I know is broke. Everybody I know is struggling.
And this is what I mean by Americans are just trying to survive in a lot of situations across the United States. And I'm not saying that everybody is going through this right now, because you got a huge subset of Americans who are actually doing very well for themselves, right? Like, I'm not going to come on this video and say that everybody is, struggling, but majority of the people right now within the country are living paycheck to paycheck. That is a fact. And it's been like that for a long time right now as we speak. And it really sucks when I see videos of people saying, oh, everybody's doing good and everybody's doing great, when that's actually not even the case. And also, so many people are getting laid off, and the job market continues to get worse every single day. But guys, this is just one perspective. I got so many more, and it actually gets worse from here, guys. It is so bad right now within, today's economy.
All right, quick story about why I'm on TikTok. 4 years ago, me and my wife bought this house that I'm sitting in right now. We both had jobs of about $150,000 each, got approved for our mortgage, paid down a bunch of debt, had our daughter, thank God, greatest thing that's ever happened to me. We were able to save for the future, pay down our house, pay off all of our debts. And then earlier this year, we were both let go from those jobs. Within a 2-month time span, we went from 2 high-paying incomes to 0 incomes. I have since gotten another job, thankfully, through a friend who took care of me. And I'm trying to figure out a new industry and make some money, but there is a very large gap that needs to be filled, and shit goes quick. When you don't have income, your savings disappear very quickly. Anyway, I digress. So yes, I'm on TikTok at 40 years old, an introvert who doesn't really like speaking in public and talking to people very often. I'm now doing the least comfortable thing that I've ever had to do, because I love my family and I will do whatever the fuck I have to provide for them. So that's why I'm on here. And that is probably the most honest post I've had on this entire app.
I would love to know how everybody's affording to live. I sent my fiance, because they're still fiancés because weddings are ridiculous, but I sent him out to the store.
I'm gonna pause right there. Yes, weddings are expensive, but you don't have to have a wedding just to get married. You can just go to the courthouse. I mean, you got to go to the courthouse anyways to get married. Then you have the wedding a little bit later on. So, not that it truly matters in the grand scheme of this video, but I just had to throw that in there.
Garbage bags. I asked for 2 rolls of paper towels, and I asked for 2 vitamin waters. I said, go into my wallet. There's $30. Take it. So we don't use the credit card, because that's probably at the max. And he gets back. And I'm like, okay, where's the change? He's like, what change? It was $34. I said, $34? What the fuck did you even get? And for everyone saying, oh, well, just use reusable paper towels. Listen, babe. We're not doing that. We tried that method. It doesn't work for this family. The juices spilling and everything else. The main point is that it shouldn't cost $34 for fucking 4 things, okay? I want to know, how are we affording to live? Because I'm 2 seconds away from a mental fucking breakdown.
Yeah, that's so many people. So many people are on edge. And the problem isn't that, people aren't making enough money. It's not, I've been saying this for a long time now. Like, that it's not the problem. Yes, we all want to make more money. Yes, everybody wants to make 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, and, make a lot of money. Yes, that's what people want. But that's not why people are struggling within today's economy. The struggle is because of inflation. The struggle is because of the cost of living, the cost of things. If you you bring down cost of goods and rent costs and gas prices and everything, everyday essentials, if you bring those costs down, people will be just fine. But now what we are in America is, I think a lot of people bought into the whole, let's raise the minimum wage, and let's raise the, how much companies pay, like McDonald's, and let's raise them up to $15, $18 an hour, $20 an hour, because people need to make a livable wage. By all means, yes. Yes, I guess that is one solution, but not really a solution, because all you're doing, and you're shooting yourself in the foot when you raise the wage, the minimum wage, when you raise how much companies have to pay their workers, all they're going to end up doing is just raising the prices of the goods that they sell. So in actuality, you're not fixing the problem. You're just putting a Band-Aid on it, and it's just going to leak over into many other facets of people's lives. That's the whole situation in a nutshell.
This last year for me has been absolutely horrible. I am an entrepreneur, and I have been extremely just living in actual poverty. And, I've gotten through that. I lost my dog, my puppy, my baby in August. And, after a really expensive surgery, and I was gonna have to leave everything and move home to Harrisburg with my dad, but I just couldn't do it. And the last minute I figured it out, and I was able to stay, and I figured it out in September. But the cycles, they keep happening, and I've been struggling again, and I was banking on a huge deal that I worked so hard on, a big real estate deal that yesterday the girl backed out. We were supposed to close tomorrow, and then yesterday my car battery dies. Mind you, I have $0. I can't afford to eat, literally nothing. I have $0, and my car battery died, but I was able to fix it. But then I come out this morning and I have a boot on my car, and it's the same thing that happened in July. And it's just like God continuously is just kicking me when I'm down, and it's the cycle that just keeps happening. And nobody, like the people in my life, just the person in my life is just horrible. And I just can't do it anymore. And I'm making this video because I literally have nothing left to fucking lose, and I don't have anybody to talk to, and I'm at my wit's end. Like, I don't know how I can keep going. And I just pray that I can look back at this one day and just like,
got nowhere to go. Living in a parking lot of my job. Going to Planet Fitness to shower, work out, eat what I can. The car doesn't drive, but the battery works, so I keep my phone charged. It gets better, right? I can't live with my dad. He lives in his van. I can't live with my family. I have no one.
Yep, and this is what I mean by people are just trying to survive. Like, he has a job, he's working, he's sleeping outside the job that he works at, and then he has no home, so he goes to Planet Fitness to take a shower and clean up himself, right? Like, this is what I mean by people cannot get ahead. And, you have people who are working in corporate America, have these nice jobs, they're making the money, but, the money is going away because they're putting so much in expenses, right? Like, and this is what, and it also, don't get me wrong, people also will live beyond their means as well in many different situations. I'm not going to be oblivious to that, but, you have to balance it out in terms of the grand scheme of things. Everybody's situation is completely different.
I don't know if anyone else is feeling this way, but as of lately, I've been really at war with myself. I constantly wake up with this feeling of impending doom that I have to go to work. Not because I dislike my job in any ways, but I have a hard time trying to grasp this idea that we're supposed to work this much, this hard for so long to finally enjoy living our lives. And it doesn't help that I'm an oncology nurse where I constantly see patients losing their battles with cancer at any age. You could be 23, you could be 72, you could be 45. It kind of makes me sick to my stomach how much people are so consumed by what their life looks like. They're so consumed with the optics, the materialistic things, the need for external validations, that they're forgetting that the whole point is that we're supposed to live, we're supposed to see the world, we're supposed to have experiences and memories, but instead we're collecting more things, we're buying more things, and more things are becoming so expensive that we can't even enjoy experiences because corporate greed is getting out of control. They're making it impossible for us to even have a life. They keep pushing the retirement age another year and another year, and it's like a lot of people don't even make it to retirement. I've worked my entire life. I've been working since I was 14, and I got the college degree. I got the mortgage. I did everything I was supposed to do, but I still feel at war with myself because the life that I'm living right now is the life I no longer want. And I have a hard time with this because I'm mad at myself for doing all this work to find out like this is not what I wanted. And some might say this is you grieving your old life, but I think I'm just more upset with myself for living out somebody else's dream. And the thing is, a lot of us were sold this dream. Every time I want to like get up and move and do whatever I want, I think about all the things that I own and how am I going to get rid of these things. And don't get me wrong, I fall to the marketing algorithms all the time. And then I sit here and I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I buy that? Because the thing is, things don't make you happy. They truly don't. They're just a temporary fix for whatever is going on. And some people might think that because I've moved around to different cities and changed my career so many times that I'm maybe unhappy with myself or I'm running away from something or I lack stability. But the thing is, for me, is stability is a thing that makes me unstable. I don't want stability. I don't want to settle. I don't want to accept that this is my life. And for those who are like, oh, romance is your everyday life. But the thing is, you can't. The ways that you used to back in 2016, you can make $100 stretch is so different now. If you were to romanticize your everyday life now, you would be broke or you'd have to sacrifice something that you really enjoy. And for me, that is hopping on a plane and seeing something new with my own eyes. People should not have to worry.
So just to confirm, we're all going through it, right? Like we are all currently going through it. Like there's not one person who's like, oh yeah, no, life is amazing. Da, da, da. Like we're all okay. I feel like we're all on the same page. It's very odd. I mean, it makes sense given what, especially us who live in the United States, especially what we're going through. So it kind of makes sense that we're all on the same page. But the fact that like it's everyone, like there's like spots of like good things that have happened, but overall, it's just a mess, right? Like this is not made up. I'm not making this up, right? I feel like my brain is done. It's done for the rest of the year. There is nothing else for me to do and to think about. That's it.
Overall, yeah, absolutely. Yes, everybody's going through it. Overall, no matter what scale of how much money you make, you're experiencing this in this economy in some kind of facet. It's not just like, the people at the bottom or the people in the middle class. I watched a video just a couple days ago and shout out to Graham Stephan. I love his channel, right? Iced Coffee Hour. It was great, right? I watched the video and the guy on the interview, he was talking about making $80,000, right? $80,000. And companies, when they pay $80,000. You're right there in the middle. Like, you're not poor, but you're also not making this significant amount of money where you can truly get ahead, start paying off debt, start paying off your home in a relatively shorter period of time than, normal case by case basis. But, and that's what a lot of people are experiencing right now. Like, yes, you make a lot of money, or you make a decent salary, even $50,000, you can say that, right? But, you make a decent amount of money, but you truly just cannot get ahead. And this is exactly what I mean by people are just trying to survive, and you are one check away. Most people are one paycheck away, or one bad experience, or one, doctor's appointment, or one car breakdown away from getting evicted from their home, or foreclosing on their home, or losing their car payment, car gets repoed, or, not being able to pay for food for the night, or certain case. It all depends on every situation, but this is how bad it's getting. And honestly, I think it's only getting worse from here.
You want to know a prime example of how I know this economy is shit right now? So I've been doing this Christmas light industry, or just in business, for about 7 years, right? And I never quote at like the 25, 50, 75, or right at 100. You know what I'm saying? I'll do like 649, 624. And I used to get $5, $10, $15, $20 tips every single job I did, or at least round up to the dollar. Like, if I tell you $6.49, people used to pay $6.50. Like, it was guaranteed. I never had somebody give me the exact number that I said, right? Every single fucking job I've done this year, which is over 450 jobs, they have written me checks or Venmo'd me the exact amount, bro. You can't tip me a motherfucking dollar, bro. Shit is wild.